All right, I think my brain's confusing me just a little bit. This is game 3 in the series, and I'm thinking that either this is a best of 5 series, or OrcWorker, or I'm casting this game out of order as OrcWorker has taken the 2-0 lead. So a little bit confused here. Side note, if you guys have noticed, I am actually casting a game on Echo Isle. Not exactly sure what changed, but for some reason this version of Echo Isle that they're playing on does work, so I am able to cast the game here. So yes, it has been quite some time since I've cast a game on Echo Isle, but yes, I am enjoying it. Death Knight now on the way out. It will be a Death Knight versus Blade Master once more, clearing out this 3-3-3 creep camp off to the north. Blade Master may just pick up the item and leave. Nope, doesn't want to leave that poor grunt to take axes in the face all that time. Meanwhile, Death Knight coming up to the north here, gonna go ahead and take down this Ogre Warrior. There is a skeletal minion nearby absorbing a bit of damage. Claws of Attack +6, rather nice item, as the Death Knight wants to make sure that the Blade Master doesn't steal that Claws of Attack +6, a very, very useful item on a map that is rather restricted, such as Echo Isle. Now, Grunt now passing here, Death Knight now venturing forth, and what is going to be happening as the Blade Master now heads down to the south. Alright, Death Knight now wandering around here as the Grunt is doing a little bit of chasing, and one of the big things about Echo Isle, since I have not cast a game on it in quite some time, is the fact that there's only one Goblin Merchant Shop. Because of the fact that there's only one Goblin Merchant Shop down here, it makes for picking up the Boots of Speed that much more critical. And if the Blade Master is able to pick up those Boots of Speed, he's able to run around the map, and the Death Knight really has no chance of catching up to him. Meanwhile, with that said, the Death Knight is just wandering around here, and I don't believe those Boots of Speed will be available for a little bit of time, as we're looking at the Blade Master now going after the Ogre Magi and this 5-3-3 creep camp down over here. Now the Death Knight has just been wandering all around the map and hasn't really been able to slow down anything as of yet. Claws of Attack +6 and level 2 now on that Blade Master, as Lucifer comes in, takes a look, sees the Troll Trappers, and now is going to be in a little bit of trouble. Alright, Blade Master quickly going to get surrounded. Nothing that a quick wind walk will not fix, as the trappers are now should get focused out. No focusing down there. Not quite sure, especially when you have a low hip or a ghoul that is ensnared. Just spend your time being close to that ghoul so that you can move forth with all of your units a little bit later. Now we are going into a ghoul opening, much more than a Crypt Fiend opening that we've seen in the previous games. So perhaps these ghouls will perhaps catch OrcWorker off guard. However, he does need to capitalize on this a little bit earlier, and the Death Knight without Unholy Aura is not going to be able to catch up to this Grunt. So a little bit confused as to what Lucifer is really thinking, and Lucifer really not playing up to snuff from what I've seen in this series. OrcWorker going to go ahead and take down this Renegade Wizard, pick up a Pendant of Energy. That most likely will be given to the Shadow Hunter later for more heals and hexes. Meanwhile, Death Knight now makes his way inside here, and oh, there is a lot of slowed units, but without any of the ghouls that we saw earlier, those grunts are going to be able to get away without really any fear of falling. Blade Master now still continuing to clear this up, and this is just turning into a very easy game for the Orc player, OrcWorker, while Lucifer still seems a bit out of place. We'll see what happens here. You can see a whole bunch of ghouls are just harvesting lumber. There is a graveyard off over here. I'm not quite sure why the ghouls are not harvesting the lumber off over there instead, as the skeletal minions are trying to catch up to this grunt down over here. It looks like the other grunts will be able to get in their way, as the Death Knight not even venturing forth to try and cut off the escape of any low hit point grunts. Alright, OrcWorker doing a good job just trying to figure out, hey, you know, what is happening? Where do I think the Death Knight is going to try and cut me off? Not going to get cut off at all. There's one skeletal minion down over here. The grunt is regenerating a bit of hit points. It looks like the skeletal minion is going to be able to disrupt that heal. The first thing to go right for Lucifer, but that is a rather small victory at this point, as the Death Knight now moves forward and is going to be able to easily take down this Ogre Magi with a quick surround. All right, Blade Master, no, Shadow Hunter running down. Blade Master could try to wind walk off to the north if he knows exactly where his opponent is. Lucifer in a bit of trouble, gonna end up losing a ghoul. There goes one ghoul, but Death Knight does get to level 2, and it looks like the Death Knight is just in a really, really strange spot. Lucifer just seems on tilt as we now get a Death Coil onto the ghoul in order to save him. Shadow Hunter gonna finish off this creep camp here with the help of a Blade Master. Shadow Hunter still staying at level 1. You can see that there is that pendant of energy staying on that Shadow Hunter. More heals to come through. All right, Blade Master simply walks by a Death Knight. No Death Coil to disrupt the healing at all. And this is Lucifer just not at his best. A quick ensnare, or sorry, a quick hex. We could get an ensnare down in just a moment. Oh, not going to even need it as we see the quick, breaking free. OrcWorker not getting the surround, and it's going to take, what, 3, count them, 3 hexes in order to get that surround there. Yes, he did have Unholy Aura, so that definitely was in his favor. Fortress nearly upgraded. Bestiary now upgrading the Raiders. We are now going into a War Mill back over here. Blade Master going to go ahead and clear out this orange creep camp. Shadow Hunter will get to level 2, as the undead keeping track of this army probably doesn't like what he sees. All right, 36 over 40 supply compared to 40 over 50. Let's take a look at the hero advantage. Level 3, level 2 for the Orc. Meanwhile, undead is at level 2, level 1. Yeah, Lucifer is just not in a good spot whatsoever, as we're looking at the Shade, at least keeping track of this Orc army. Now, the cards just have to fall just right for Lucifer in order to really take any sort of a lead or any advantage here. We'll see what comes of this as the Death Knight now making his rounds. Shadow Hunter looking to clear out the mercenary camp here at the 3 o'clock position. Blade Master now making his way over here to the top right. And what's going to be happening? Clearing out an easy green camp instead of going after the mercenary camp here. Not quite sure what to make of that. Death Knight now still at level 2. We see a potion of invulnerability, which was picked up from the Ogre Magi earlier at the Goblin Marketplace. But Lucifer just doesn't seem like his normal self. He's normally a much more dominating player, unless OrcWorker just knows how to shut down an undead, which may be the case now. Death Knight now wandering around here. Let's take a look. Raider is still wandering around. You can take a look. Kodo Beast off over here. Mercenary camp gonna get cleared out here in just a second, as we're looking at the Death Knight making their rounds over. All right, Kodo Beast, Kobold Tunnelers, all these units will get cleared out pretty quickly. Down over here, Blade Master going after an Ogre Magi. Orb of Lightning, that Purge Ball, doing exactly what it's supposed to do throughout this matchup, doing a great job. Claws of Attack +6/+6, Orb of Lightning, Gloves of Haste, some very, very strong items for that Blade Master. All you need now is, say, Boots of Quel'Thalas or Claws of Attack +12, but that would just be extremely wishful thinking, and then that Blade Master would nearly be unstoppable. All right, Lich sitting at level 1. Why is there a ping off over here? Dreadlord. All right, Dreadlord being the third hero. I'm not going for the Dark Ranger this time around. Maybe the Dreadlord knows something and can do something that the Dark Ranger could not do in the previous 2 games. Anytime you can sleep a Blade Master, that is also a way to shut down that hero. You can take a look, the Gargantuan Sea Turtle taking down, I believe that was a Skeletal Minion, no real loss there. Potion of Invulnerability, Ring of Protection +3, which does give about 15% additional effective hit points, as we're looking at the Grunts now clearing out what is one of the final remaining creep camps that are left on this map. All right, Blade Master gonna take down an easy ghoul there. You can see that there is that Blade Master caught in a weird spot. Wow, I did not even know about that. Okay, there you go. There is actually a straight hole between those trees right there, allowing that Blade Master to just cut through the back. Meanwhile, the Death Knight is on its way through. Are we looking at a Dreadlord? Yeah, the Dreadlord is still sitting right there. Not quite sure what to make of him. All right, Death Knight and the Lich, level 3, level 2, level 1. Grunts are now making their way out. You can see Troll Berserkers are ready to go. We'll see what comes of them here in just a moment, as more and more creep camps are getting cleared. Fortified armors on the orc burrows, meaning no easy pickings for obsidian statues that have turned into destroyers. Meanwhile, the Dreadlord is out. I don't see vampiric aura on him, so we could have either Carrion Swarm or Sleep. I am assuming Sleep is going to be the choice. But a big problem with Sleep is that it's normally used to try and surround a hero. The Blade Master is not going to be easily surrounded, and the Shadow Hunter, even though he could be easily surrounded, has a Ring of Protection +3, 5 armor, and also has Healing Wave. So you could be surrounding that Shadow Hunter for a good 15-20 seconds, and he still may not fall. All right, let's take a look at what's happening over here. There it comes, the push. Gonna go straight after that Voodoo Lounge. 52 over 70 supply compared to 49 over 50. Going after one easy building. Are we gonna go after another? All right, going straight after an Orc Burrow. So Orc Burrow quickly going to get taken down here as the Orc army now trying to make its way back. Can we take down any more key buildings? That is going to be the key question before the rest of the army comes together. That you can see that the Orc army is trying to regroup before it charges on in, as the barracks may get taken down, and with no more reinforcements, that could be a big problem. All right, where is that Dreadlord? Dreadlord is right there, as we're now going after another Orc Burrow. Okay, so Orc Burrow, after Orc Burrow is falling, Mercenary Camp now going to be hiring some more units. I think OrcWorker is just taking his time. Not quite sure what to make of this, as OrcWorker now sitting at 60 over 60 supply. He did hire a good amount of workers, but he's not going to be able to train up any more units for quite some time. All right, there is a Death Coil to heal a unit there, and there is the fight. Lucifer just said, you know what? I did enough damage. I do not need to stick around here, and he gets out of a very, very bad situation, dealing much more damage than the cost of a Scroll of Town portal. OrcWorker, that was a head-scratching moment for me right there. I'm not sure why OrcWorker didn't try and stop that. He's now going to be forced to rebuild 2 Orc Burrows before he can really start training up units. He doesn't have a barracks, so he's not going to be able to train up Grunts or Headhunters. Yes, he can still train up Raiders and Kodo Beasts, but that is not going to be enough of a balanced army. Meanwhile, you can also see that there is so many ghouls out on the field, which is probably a bit of a head-scratcher for OrcWorkers figuring out what to do. The Raiders are normally very useful with their Ensnare, trying to ensnare 3 supply units, but when your opponent has that many ghouls out on the field, what is an Ensnare really going to do? Blade Master takes a Death Coil and a Frost Nova. No sleep from that Dreadlord, though, as the Dreadlord is getting to ready to march across the field. All right, Dreadlord, Lich, double sacrificial skulls, so we are going to have a lot of double healing. Do we also have level 2 Unholy Aura? No, only level 1 Unholy Aura, so it is going to be 250% regeneration whenever they are on Blight. Down over here, going to clear that out. Let's look. Our OrcWorker has an expansion. Perhaps he is banking on an expansion in order to give him that advantage. That could not be be his overall strategy, but this expansion could get taken down relatively quickly as well. You can take a look. Wind Riders now being added. You can also see that there's only 1 Crypt Fiend. The Dreadlord does not have an anti-air attack, so the Orb of Corruption could be given to a melee hero to try and salvage it. All right, here we go. Ghouls now making their way forward here. Going to go ahead and try to engage this Great Hall. There is that Blight right there and being able to fight. There's an Ensnare, and what is going to be going down? Blade Master going after a low hit point Ghoul. Ghoul going to get taken down pretty quickly. Obsidian Statue, and here's the fight now. There is no real lines being established anyways. Healing Wave coming through, and everyone is just fighting in a very, very strange position. This is not your normal lines. Blade Master now going after some of these ghouls. Healing Wave against the Raider, as the ghouls are dealing pretty good damage. 13 to 16, they are upgraded. Another Healing Wave does come through. We see Serpent Wards to try and handle all of those ghouls, as we see an Obsidian Statue still in the back. The Obsidian Statue is healing just a little bit from that Unholy Aura, but finally gets taken down. All right, triple Serpent Wards. focusing down ghouls. Lich sitting at level 3. Are we going to perhaps take down a Wind Rider here? The Wind Rider is -5 armor. A Dreadlord is in a little bit of trouble. Could get taken down here in just a moment. Does break free. Not quite sure what to make of this, as the Wind Rider will get taken down here. All right, the Serpent Wards still fighting here. Blade Death Knight does have potion of invulnerability, and this fight is just an absolute bonkers. Dreadlord now getting Vampiric Aura. The ghouls are going to be able to regenerate a little bit more hit points. If ghouls start popping out of those Kodo Beasts, that things could unravel very quickly. All right, another Wind Rider back out. Lich falls at level 3. Death Knight now needs to do a little bit of a retreat here, and the Death Knight is going to get taken down, and there is the GG. A straight 3-0 loss. Lucifer losing 3 straight games to OrcWorker. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.